Activity 2 asks us to list from largest to smallest. So we have we have 5 words that I gave you: city, state, country, county, and continent. Can you tell me, of those 5 words, city, state, country, county, and continent, of these 5 words, which one is the largest? A continent, right. The continent is the largest. For example, what continent do we live in? What continent do we live in?
North America.
North America. Somebody has South America? We don't live in South America, not yet. We live in North America. North America. We are sitting in North America. That is the continent. And what countries are there in North America?
United States.
United States. What else?
Canada.
Canada. One more.
Brazil.
What's south of the United States? Mexico. Good. Okay. So here's my globe. Globe. G L O B E. Write it down. Write it down. G L O B E. Globe. Globe. Noun, adjective, or verb?
No.
Noun. Okay. What's the adjective form? Global. How do you spell global? G L O B A L. Globe. Global. Right. Culture. Cultural. Nature. Natural. Right. So we find words like AL. We add the suffix AL to the noun and we get an adjective. Global. Global relations. Global economy. Global business. Means around the globe. Around the earth. Okay. So this is a globe. And here is North America, right? Is that where we live?
Yes.
Yes? Are we here in North America? Yes, we are. Okay. So I asked you which is the largest, and it's a continent. So we have different continents. Now, I noticed that in different countries, the continents are taught differently. So in the U.S., at least when I was in school, we learned that we had North America is one continent, and South America is another continent. But in some countries, they learned that this is all one continent. How about in your country? Do you consider this, when you studied geography, did you study geography, this is one continent and this is a second continent? These are 2 different continents? Or did you learn that this is one whole continent?
One whole continent.
You learned it was one whole continent, north and south? And you learned it was 2 continents? So it's kind of interesting. Different countries consider the borders differently. All right. Now, how about this? Did you learn Africa is a separate continent? Is Africa another continent?
Yes.
Okay. And what else? What's another continent?
Australia.
Australia. Okay, so Australia. Where's Australia? Okay, so here's Australia. Did you learn Australia as a continent? Okay. So did I. What other continents did you learn about?
Asia.
Asia. Okay, so Asia. Asia. All right, so when you talk about Asia here, did you learn that Asia is a continent? The whole thing over here, or some separate piece? Separate? So what did you learn about this place?
Europe.
Europe? Okay, did you learn that Europe and Asia are separate continents? Yes? I did too. But if you look at the map, isn't it strange? They're not separate. There's really only one piece, there's only one landmass here. It's very interesting. So the thing about geography is that people make up geography. They decide. So someone decided that Europe is different from Asia and said that these must be 2 different continents. But if you look at it just from landmass, there's just one. So where's the difference? They say, okay, let's cut it down here, somewhere here. I think that's weird because it's so obvious to me that this one is much more separate than that, so these should be 2, but why are they taught as 1 in some place? On the other hand, this looks like one piece to me, but so many of you, just like I, when I grew up learning geography, learned that Europe was different from Asia. Isn't that weird? So that has political implications. A lot of times for politics, people divide up the Earth differently. So what other landmass, what other continent did you learn about? Okay, so let me tell you. There's another continent that's made of ice. And the South Pole, it's called Antarctica. Antarctica. So I learned that this was a continent. How about you? In your country, when you learned geography, did you learn Antarctica is a continent?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, some are saying yes, and some are saying, I never learned anything. Okay, well, back to our question. Back to our question of which is bigger. Okay, so I just want to talk about continents for a moment, because the concept of continent is not universal. There are different ways of saying how many continents there are. I think when we learned North America, South America, Africa, Australia, Europe, Asia, Antarctica is 7. How about you? How many continents did you learn about? 6. Okay. And you learned 6 because you didn't learn about this one? Yeah. Okay, you don't count this one. No people. Okay, so you said this is not a continent because of no people. All right, so that is another idea that influences what people think of as a continent. But if you think only about the geography, the physical structure, it is a landmass. It is a landmass. And the strangeness about how to divide it, isn't that strange? Okay, so going back again, when we think of this continent as North America, okay, what's the next smaller thing? City, state, country, or county? What's the next smaller unit? Country. All right, so country is smaller, and how many countries are there in North America? We already answered that question. 3. One of them is called Canada, another is called the United States, and another is called Mexico. Well, actually, there are a lot more than 3. Those are the 3 major ones. Also, we have an area that's called Central America, but actually Central America, with all the small countries in Central America, they also are part of this whole North American continent. I traveled there recently in January. I went on a vacation. And I traveled through the Panama Canal. And I stopped in some of these places, an island country and a few small countries along the way. All right, so let's go back to our topic. Biggest one is continent. Next one is country. What's smaller than a country? City, state, or county?
Country.
State. State is smaller than a country. All right, so let's take the U.S. for example. How many states are there in the country?
53.
There are 50. There are 50 states. There are currently 50 states in the United States of America. 48 of them are contiguous, which means they're joined together. So 48 of them are here. One of them is far away in the Northwest. That's Alaska, and it's next to Canada. And the other one is even farther away in the Pacific Ocean, and that is Hawaii. All right, so these are the Hawaiian Islands. So they belong to the United States. They're part of the United States. And usually when we look at a flat map, we'll see those in a small inset box because they're so far away. All right, so we have continent, and then country, and then state. What's next in size?
City.
City or county?
County.
Right, county is the next size, which I can't show you on this map because this globe it's too small to show you that. So, for example, what is the name of the county where Mission College is located? Santa Clara County. How many of you live in Santa Clara County? Raise your hand if you live in Santa Clara County. You live in Santa Clara County. Okay, a lot of you live in Santa Clara County. I do too. In Santa Clara County, we have many cities. So we have continent, country, state, county, and then city.
City.
All right, so what city are we in now?
San Jose.
Santa Clara. We're living in, our location right now, where the college is located is Santa Clara. So Santa Clara is both a city name and a county name. All right, what is the biggest city in Santa Clara County?
San Jose.
San Jose. San Jose. All right, that's where all of our county government is located. And that is actually the biggest city in all of this area. It's bigger than San Francisco. San Francisco used to be the big place, but San Jose has grown because you all came here. And what are some other cities in Santa Clara County? Sunnyvale, Mountain View, Campbell, Cupertino. Okay, you've got the idea. All right. So we can see those as some of the examples. In some other countries, they also have divisions as states. For example, Mexico also has states. In Spanish, we say estados, which means the same as states. So there are also states in Mexico. In Canada, we don't call them states. We call them something else. Do you know the name? Provinces. Have you heard of that? Provinces. So province is the same as state. It's a division that is smaller than the country. And so there are many cities that are in the state or the province. Got that idea? Any questions?